In this chapter 5, we'll learn about classes and interface. The user is advised to have some experience of ES6 classes, because we're not going to deep dive into ES6 classes, because we're just going to learn what are the different things which are added to TypeScript in the ES6 classes and all in this chapter. So we'll learn a bit more about interfaces also in this chapter. So let me share my screen again, and then okay. So this is where we were left in the previous chapter. So as with classes in ES6 from in JavaScript from 2015, we are having those oops concept also. But with TypeScript, addition of TypeScript, we are having more oops concept in classes. The ES6 classes in JavaScript are very simple. They don't even have the private or protected things. But here with TypeScript, you're finally getting all the features of an object-oriented programming language like Java and C++. So let us do again. We'll do the same thing. Learn in the index.ts file, because we have a lot of things to learn. Then maybe we'll check something in the main.ts file, but we'll have those errors and all, and we'll learn it. So now I will go and do the classes and class create room. Create room I'll do. And here in TypeScript, what we have those public, private, and all those things which are not there in JavaScript. Okay, so we can have the public keywords. I'm declare a variable public room of type string, like this. I can do that, room of type string. Okay, so then I'll have a private family. It is of type array of a string, which we take like this. And initially I'll make it as empty array. Now I'll have a constructor, as always in the classes. Name is of type string. The parameter which is taken is it is of type string. Then this dot room equal to dollar names room. Okay, so after that we'll have 2-3 more classes here. So first 2-3 more functions, not classes, 2-3 more functions here. So as always, classes have these functions, and constructor is also considered a function which runs each time a new object is created, or we create initiate some thing of a class, a variable. So when we create an object, so this is a different from the normal JavaScript object. We create an object with a new keyword, then this constructor will be run. So we know those things. Those things are expected to be known from A6 classes. Add family member is, I'll have a member, and it will again be a type of string will be taken, and this dot family dot push member, and then show family is clg this dot family, and we'll have a clean room, have a soap, and soap will be type of string. Then I will have a clg cleaning dollar this dot room with dollar soap, like this. It is there. Now the main thing is there, this private thing which I have written here, this private family, this can be accessed only within the classes, because it's a private. But this public thing which anything which is public, it can be accessed outside also. So that is the difference between private and public, and which it is there only in ES6. This private and public keyword are there in Java and C++, like object-oriented programming languages only. But in JavaScript The ES6 classes are like very simple. They don't have all these things. Okay, so like now we'll create a new object here, classes object or instantiate an class like const value equal to new create room and value I'll pass. Okay, so like this you can have more rooms here and this to that. So I'll have this three things. Now if I try to do, as I was telling, that family is a private thing. So let me do dot family I'll do. Okay. So see now what is happening. I'm not able to access it. So it is giving me error. Okay. So it is not accessible. It is giving me error. So it is not, it is a private and only accessible within the class create room. It is also rating property of family is a private and only accessible. So I'm getting that error also. Okay. This is what it is all about. Then I will use this object add family member. I'll add it through one object only, or else it will create multiple things. Okay, so like this I can add, even then can have and also all these things are accessible. Only this direct family thing I cannot accessible. Now we have also a read only variables in TypeScript. So we'll do that thing, read only variable. So see, we'll come here and below this family we'll come and do a read only dob and it is of type string. It is of type string, and I can give anything like here. It is of type string, and I do well I'll do, and this is there. And there is another thing like so if we have done this, what we can do, we can access it from outside of the class, but we cannot update it. It can be accessed from outside of the class, but we cannot update it. Okay, so another thing, if we have a private plus read only, then string equal to so if we have something like this private read only, then now we cannot even access it from the outside because it is private also. So let us see what does that mean. So if I come here and do a maybe I'll do it here so that dot dob. See, it is allowing me to access it. It is allowing me to access it from the outside also. But if I do I'll do a equal to and try to change it. That is something which I cannot do. So because I will hover my mouse over here and it will tell cannot assign dob shika because it is a read-only property. It is a read-only property. Okay, it's a read-only property. Now I'll do this thing again. In this object and then dob. So I cannot even access DOB there from outside because it is a private also. It is private also, so it can be accessed only inside the class only. So these are some of the extra features the which TypeScript gives us. Okay. Now we'll clean up this TypeScript class by using a constructor. Okay, so for that, what we are going to do here, this constructor, we can remove this public room from here, and then here, instead of this, I will use the, okay, let me do one more thing. See, this public room string is there. Okay, so let me cut it from here and put it there. Public room string, I have put it here. And now we don't even need this thing. So this is a shortcut in TypeScript. It automatically adds those lines. Okay, so public room string, it automatically add those lines. So if it add those lines, so now I have this room with soap. Okay, that is okay. So I can use that thing. Okay, so now the cleanup is done, and if you see, it is like same. And anyways, it is not showing anything because this file has a lot of error and we excluded this thing. So it's better to create a new file, and we are going to use that now because we cannot solve this error here because I also want to keep these errors so that we can have all those things. So this in the src folder, I'll go and create a new file, class demo dot ts. src will always have a ts file, and here let us add that earlier thing. Okay, so maybe I'll add this classes, and see, it is again giving me the error because I have already declared that thing. So instead of create room, I will have a room. It's better to have a room. Okay, so now instead of this, and I also don't want to have so many things because I only want to have this thing, and apps room. It's better to like this, create room. So there is no create room, it is taking, there is room. Then what else? Let me have this thing, and these two things are giving error, so it's better to remove that thing and clean room and show family. Okay, so this all thing, and this everything is okay here, everything is not giving any error. So now in the ts config, we have to include this file. So we'll go to ts config or json at the end. So this I have included, comma, I have to include the class demo.ts file also. So these two files, so my TypeScript will run these two files. Okay, so that is there, and beside this, here I'll come and have this class demo.js file, which will be created once it is run. So let me see it here. Okay, now I'll save it, and let me do, it's not defined, it is giving me error. Oh yeah, so I have to change it. So see, this is the benefit of TypeScript. I will also remove this thing, and this time, the moment I'll save it, see what will happen. Again recompiling, and this time there was no error, found zero error. And these two things are coming from the earlier file of in main.ts, and this is coming from here, cleaning the bindus. Okay, this cleaning the bindus. Okay, it should be like this. Let us have something good. Bindus room with soap. Yeah, so that is perfect. And see, both of those things are working fine. So this is how it is there. Now we will learn a bit of a advanced TypeScript, advanced topics of classes. Okay, and we'll start with inheritance. So this all the things are there because of the TypeScript inheritance is there in JavaScript classes also, but we have something like singleton patterns and all those things we're going to learn soon. Okay, so now we will inherit from the base class. So let us do that. We'll do here after this class is over, we'll have a new class of Oyo room. So this new class extends, this is the keyword, extends, just like in any other language, extends from room, is the parent class. When extends from the room, so then in the constructor I need to have this room as string, comma, I can have something new also added. So that is what the purpose of the new class is. So the base class of the parent class, when it is extended, I have to use its property also, and I can add something new also. So I will have a, this room is string, and then I can have a private room rent is number. It is yelling at me because I have to do a super thing. So this is also there in React, and also React also we use this super keyword for props. So something similar to that. Okay, super room I have to do. So the error has gone. So now what I'm going to have here is change room rent, and rent is number, and this dot room rent, which is the private variable, equal to rent, means whatever I pass it here. Okay, it will be there. Then we'll have a show room rent also, then clg dollar this dot room rent is dollar this dot room rent, like this. Okay, so now, so whenever we extend from some parent class through inheritance with this extend, it can access all this thing also, all the parent methods also, and I'm adding its own methods also. So this is like this. This is a very common concept, is object-oriented programming language. So now I'll have something like this. New object I need to have const Shikhar room equal to new Oyo room, and here it expects me to pass two things. One is the name, it expects me to pass, and it expects me to pass the rent also. So this rent I am passing it. Now room dot show room rent I'll do, and room dot change room rent I can do 1000 do, and then again I'll again show the room rent so that I can know what it is changed. And now one more thing, I can also use the parent method, any of the parent method I can use. So clean room I will use, like, and then put PHE and Y final I put this, I'll do, and save it. See, no error is there, so that's why I have got the result also, and I can check it back here also, so no error is there. And see, all of these things are coming. Room rent is 1000, then 2000, room with final. So all these things are coming fine. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to override the function add family member. So this is overriding in classes, overriding the function add family. So we are getting all the oops concept here. Because of TypeScript, we are able to use all the oops concept, not possible in the vanilla JavaScript classes. Okay, so now this we'll have an override function on this add family member. Okay, so let us do that. So I'll come here and do this. After this, I'll do a add family member like this. I don't need so many things like the return type and all. Add family member, and if let us add something different here. Add family member if member equal to couple, then I don't want to add him. So I'll have a return here. Okay. Or so if in a if statement, if you have only one statement, you can get the return in the same line also. No need for curly brackets or giving in the next line. And then I'll do this dot family dot push member. So if it is okay, not add family member, I want to do this dot family dot push member, but because it's a TypeScript, it is showing me there is an error here itself, and that error is it is telling me that if I hold my mouse over it, it will give me the exact error. Family is private and only accessible within the classroom. So this is where the concept of protected members comes. So instead of having it private, I will have it protected. I have it protected. So protected means it can be accessible only within this class or any other class which inherits it. Outside it, it cannot be accessed. Only the inherited class can access it. Like this OYO is inheriting from it, OYO room is inheriting from here, so it can access it. So now I will save it, and see it is coming, and maybe I will do one more thing. So that's let's see that whether this one is working or not. So after this, I will add room dot add family member post come add two more family members, and one of course will be this fill, and there will be and now we'll use another method from the parent class, which is this show family, and we can easily do it. Dot show family like this. I'll do save it and see it is coming. See the Shikhar and Shova is added, not Kapil. So this is happening because I have this thing. If I'm member equal to Kapil, return from there. Okay, so that is there, and now there is one more thing is there. So we can access a private variable in a class through the setter and a getter. So there is concept of setter and getter in object-oriented programming languages like Java and C++. Again, we have all these concepts here also because of TypeScript. Okay, so let us do that. So in this room, let us create something private. Private reports is string of string. So I'll make it like this. Then we'll have this get. Get is a keyword. Get all reports. It's not a normal function, it's a getter function. Okay. So then return this dot reports, and now we have a setter also. Set, which is a set keyword, set new report string this dot reports dot push report. Okay, so like this I'll have. Now I can use it even with getter and setter. What I can do, I can use it even without an object and all, or even creating this object. So maybe for this only I'll do a so not like that, so my bad. So we can use it. So to do this, say room, dot new report but there is a different way to give this thing. So the new report I have given new report, different way to give it, and year and report, year and report is there. So you can create a new report, a private new report I can create. See, by default this private things are not accessible outside this class, so that is the use of the setter and a getter, so that with the setter and the getter we can use it outside this class also, even though we are using it with the object only, object of this sticker room, but we can use it outside also. So that is happening only because of the setter and the getter. So I'm using the setter to set a new thing, and see, it's a different way to use it. So it is not like I'm using it like a function call and all. No, I'm not using it like that. I'm using it in a different way, totally different way. And then I will see this all reports also that I have to see in a CLG. I should spell it right. Dot all report like this. Save it and see. Now where is it coming? Yeah, so it is coming here. Year end report is coming. So this is how it is done. Okay, so now we'll learn our static methods and properties. So they are used to create utilities, methods, and properties, and these can be accessed without creating an object. So let us see that here. The same OYO room class, we are going to have after this private reports, we have static rent year equal to 2022. Okay, so this static current year I am having, and I'm going to have one method also, static create room. It will be having a room which will be string, then return, I will return the this room, return this room with this. Okay, and okay, so what I'm actually returning this room, and this is our protect room from our constructor. Okay, room from our this constructor. So because of ES6 I can get rid of both of these things. When a key and a value are same, we can get rid of it, that thing, because of ES6. Now we need to see how to do this thing. Okay, so here I'll come and I'll have another const room equal to OYO room dot create room. So I'm not creating a object and all, like with the new keyword I'm not creating an object, I'm directly calling that function. And then if I do a CLG room, it is okay, and then CLG will also access the static variable for your room dot static variable is current year, not current year. I'll do it and me save it, and everything is okay. So see this room Rohit and 2022 is coming. So this is all perfect. This is all the static variables are perfect, and this is how they are used. So the next thing we'll learn is the abstract classes. Now we are going to make our class of room abstract. Okay, and So this, let us see. And what does that means? We'll see that thing. Abstract. And make this as abstract classroom. And beside this, this clean room thing is there. This also I'll make it as abstract. I'm going to remove this thing from here. Okay. Like this. Even I don't need to use this also when I do an abstract. I'll do a abstract like this clean room, and it will return void. Just I have to create it like this. Okay, so this thing I have done. So now what happened, this abstract classroom and abstract classroom and abstract clean room I have done. So by removing all the function, all the statements from here. So now what happens, see, I'm getting an error here. So it is a responsibility of a class which extends or inherit from abstract class to create that abstract method which is defined. This abstract clean room method is there. It is also telling me non-abstract class OA room does not implement inherited abstract method clean room from classroom. So this clean room, so this is a good thing in TypeScript. Whenever we get some error, you hover your mouse over it, it will tell you that. Okay, so I have to, it means I have to implement this clean room and from our parent abstract class. So for that I just have to come here and do it like clean room. I should not have removed this thing. String, then clg. So I'll write it again. Dollar this dot rooms oyo room cleaned with dollar soap. Okay, like this I will do, and I'm getting some error here. Okay, so I'm getting some error here. So I'm getting some error here because abstract class cannot have objects of its own. So that is one of the thing. Abstract class is always the responsibility of the class with the inherit from the abstract class to do everything. Abstract class cannot have objects on its own. So we are getting the error for that. So it's better to comment out all of these things. So that will be gone. Now we are, everything will work as usual, only everything will work through this OO room class only right now. So everything is working as it will that. So now another thing which we will learn is the private constructor. And with the private constructor, we have not seen any private constructor right now. We'll implement a singleton pattern. In this pattern, you can have only one instance of any class. So you cannot create multiple objects of a class in such scenario. So now let us create the thing. So for that I will again come here and do a, so here we'll have insect class abo button extends room, then private static instance, because we're creating a singleton class. So see, this different thing is there. Private static instance of Tabo hotel is there. Then private constructor of room string comma private room rent is number and super room I'll have. Okay, so see, now we are, first time we are having this concept of private constructor. So we don't have a private constructor, but we are having the first member constructor, private constructor, and it is yelling at me because I have not created that clean room. So where is this? Okay. Okay. Let me have this clean room here also, so that at least it doesn't yell at me. So I will have this clean room. So the error has gone. Not OS room. It will be Trabo room clean with this. And now the thing is that I've created an instance here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here, static get instance. So this get instance is a method, again a keyword, static get instance. If not of Travo hotel dot instance, then Travo hotel dot instance equal to new Travo hotel Travo and 1000. And after this, if the instance is not there, then I'm going to do this, or then return Travo hotel dot instance, okay, like this. Okay, so if the instance is not there, I'm creating a new instance, but whatever I'm doing it here, I'm doing it here only. Okay, so now after this, I will come here and do a const vj room equal to Travo hotel dot get instance. So this get instance will create this all instance, and also this new Travo hotel. If there is no instance, it will run this thing, and then after it will return it. So now I'll do a clg and vj. Okay, not vj room. So this is now how it is done. See, now this the visual room is done, so we can do see this object in the console log. So now this is what is the difference between this is known as a singleton pattern. As you can see, I can create only one instance, and that instance also I'm created it inside this class, not outside like this with a new keyword. I'm not doing the new keyword here, so I am creating the instance inside it. So this pattern is known as singleton, and this pattern I have a constructor also which is a private, because if a constructor is private, I cannot create it with the new room, like new keyword I can create. So that is what is known as this. Okay, so that is done, and our classes is done, and we are going to start with interface now. We have looked into interface earlier also, but we'll look into interface in detail in this chapter. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a different file, so not this class demo file. So I'll come here, and in this src I will have a interface demo dot ts, not js, ts, interface demo dot ts, and here in the index.html I'll do one thing. I will only show the interface demo.js. So because I'm getting way too many logs here, console logs here, so only the interface demo.js file I'll show. And now in the config also we have to go see one more thing is there. So it is giving it is not found because it is actually not there. One more thing is there, that my TSC is continuously running, TSC minus W, it is always running. So now the next thing which we need to do here is to add it here. So let me compile it, but although I'm compiling the interface demo.ts file, interface demo, and also other files I'm compiling, but I am showing only the interface demo because I don't want to be having too many console logs here. Okay, so that is there. Now what we need to do in the interface demo.ts file, we'll go maybe, and here we'll create a interface greeting, and here name is string. Okay, name is string. And so interfaces can be used in classes also. This is something new which we are learning. So name is string, and then I will have a greet sentence string, and return type is void. So there is a greet function which will take the parameter sentence as a string and it will return a void. So now I will create a class person implements greeting, cart function implement greeting, and then constructor public name is string. As usual we have done like this. Then so since it is implementing, okay, one more thing, I am using the word implements, not extends. It is implements. Okay, implements. Okay, so implements I have used, and then I have to write the greet sentence. So I have to add this method also, so that's why it is giving me error string and void. I'll do now. The error is gone, but it's showing. One sec. So because okay, so error is gone. Then clg dollar sentence dollar this dot name. Okay, so like because I'm having this, so let us have let developer. So this developer is an object, and here again the interfaces can be used, which is of type greeting equal to new person couple, and then developer dot greet hello from. So let's save it. So hello from Kapil is coming. So hello from I'm passing it here, and this dot name is Kapil, which has been there earlier. So this is there and it is working fine. This is how we are using this interface not only in this class definition, but we are also using when we are creating a object of it. So that is the benefit of interface. Now we can also make the make a property read only. Okay, so like this, if I make read only here, in the interface also we have this read only thing. So now what will happen, I make the property read only, so I cannot access this out from outside, like developer dot name equal to Rohit. So something like this is not done, so we can use this read only here also, which is the good addition here. So I will comment it out so that I don't get an error here, so many errors. So one more thing, we can also divide the interface greeting. How we are going to divide it, we are going to see it. So I will cut it. Okay, then I'll have a interface of naming, and read only name string I'm going to have. Now what I'm going to do in interface greeting, extends naming, interface greeting extends. Now extends is there, my classes have extend, this is also having extends naming. Extends naming is there. Now I'll save it and will not have any error, so it will work like earlier. So that is it. Just we can divide this also, and we can have optional parameters also in an interface. In the naming interface, we'll have an optional parameter of nickname, optional parameter of string. Like this, we'll have an optional parameter of a string. Now what we are going to have, we are going to have a class dog, it will again implement greeting. Again implement the greeting. Then here I'll have a nickname. Nickname is string. I don't want like this. Nick. Sometimes it gives the is of type string equal to doggy. So I'm using this nickname variable which I have declared in the name, because when I implement greeting, it implements the greeting also. Greeting in turn implements the naming. So this I have done. Now the next thing I will have here is these two things. Again, I'm going to have these two things. So I will have a constructor public name and greet like this and void sentence this dot name. Okay, so now we'll come here and do a let dog is of type greeting equal to new dog rocket, and we can also have a dog dot nickname, but we have to console log it. Console dot log of dog dot nickname, and then we can also have a dog dot greet go from like this, and have save it. See, doggy and wow from rocket. So it is coming fine. So this is how this is working, and this is how our interfaces are there. So this completes the chapter on classes and interface. In the next chapter, which is chapter 6, we are going to learn about the advanced types. Hello. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about advanced type in TypeScript. So let's get started. And here we'll just create another file first in the src, which is advanced demo.ts, and this advanced demo.ts I will include it in the this file, and also I will go here in this ts config, and here src advanced demo dot ts I'll include the ts also. So see this advanced demo dot js. Okay, because it is not even okay, so now it is gone because it created that file. So the first thing which we are going to learn here is the intersection types. So we can combine types here with the AND operator. So we are going to learn about that. So suppose I have a type of IT admin equal to access of string like this. So this IT admin is there, and it is having this access which is a array of string. Then I'll have a type. So okay, let me also write one more thing so we don't forget what is this we are learning. We are learning intersection types we are learning. Then we are going to do type, and employee equal to name string start date, not data, start date is of type date. We have a type date also, and skills is again array of string. Okay, now I will have a what is intersection type means. Intersection type means I'll have a type of admin employee equal to employee and IT admin. Okay, so with this and operator I can combine both of these things. So admin employee, so as we all know, admin is a special kind of employee which has got a special access, so we can rating something like that. So now what we are going to do here, const emp1 is admin employee equal to this, and name is John, comma, start date is new date. So name I have given, start date I have given, and I have given skills. So when I'm doing this and, what it means, this admin employee should have both of those things. Both of these things should have. So skills I will have, and it is like Cisco, comma, Python, comma, Perl, and then access is admin, comma, user will have. Okay, so then LG emp1 I'm going to have and save it. So now I'm getting the basics of this name and all these things. So my employee one is having all the things. So this is known as intersection types. Now we'll learn about a type guard and discriminating union. So let us do that. So we come here and do a type guard. Type guards I'm going to do. So what does this type guards means? So a type guard means we can use type with the or operators. Here we have used the and operator. We can use the or operator also type. So let us do that. Okay, so first thing, for this type guard we'll have a interface human, which will have a walking speed of number and interface horse with the running speed of number. Okay, so interface human with a walking speed of number and interface. So the interfaces also can be added with the type. So type is mammal equal to human or horse. Human or horse I'm going to have. Then I'm going to have a function of move mammal is mammal of type mammal, and so move mammal is there, which is taking this mammal. So if walking speed in, so we're using the in of if we have an in operator also, if in operator in mammal, then console log human can walk at dollar mammal dot walking speed km per hour. Else LG horse can run at mammal dot running speed kilometer per hour. Okay, like this. Then I'm going to come here and do a move mammal. This move mammal, I have to pass this mammal, which is a object walking speed of 10, or running speed of 40. Save it. See, human can walk at 10 km per hour, horse can run at 40 km per hour. So it is coming like this. So it is because of this type guard only it is coming like this. See, type guard, I have given this or operator instead of this intersection types. I have given the and operator. It means both of them are required. Or operator always means any one of them is required. But in this function, how I will know that whether I'm passing for a human or for a horse? So that's why I have to use this if here. Walking speed, I'm checking the walking speed is passed, then I'll do this console log or else this console log. So if a running speed is passed, so else part will be running. So this is how this is known as type cards. So the thing is that we have a different pattern known as discriminated union to achieve the same. So let us see how we can do this discriminated union. So quite a handful name. So I'll come here and discriminated unions I'll have, and here let us do one thing. Okay. So that we can have this also, I will comment this out, and because we'll have something similar to this only. In this, what I'm going to have here, I'm going to have a type also here, type of human and type of horse. So we are learning the discriminated union, which is another alternative way. And here, first thing, I'm going to have this, instead of this if statement, remove this thing. I'll have a switch case, okay, and a switch case, and it is yelling at me. It is giving me error because right now I have another thing like type is also there. So it means that I have to pass the type also here. So I'll come here and do the type, comma, and the thing is type is horse, like this, comma, horse. I'm doing now. Now the error has gone. So now instead of having this if statement, I'm going to have it with the switch case, okay, because I have now a type also. It is better to do it with a switch case. WITC switch camel dot type case is human, and here the case is human. Then let us copy this thing. Console.log, human can walk at this. I will also need to have a break here because all switch cases needed a break. Then case horse break we can have. Now I will save it and see it is running fine. So it is running from here actually. So that is fine. No error is there. It is running for here. So this is the another way to do it. Okay. So that is there. Now we'll look into typecasting for DOM element. So DOM element giving the type is very important. So let us understand that. And for that, I will come here in this index.html here. I'll have a input type text id equal to input user. I'll have now in the advanced demo.ts file, we are going to do the type casting. So this is all related to your DOM programming. In DOM programming, we have a get element by ID and all those things we have. So how to give the types in that? So that is a very important thing, and we're going to learn a bit more about it in a project also, which we are going to do soon. Okay, so const input user equal to document dot get element by id, and what is the id is this input user. So I have to get this thing, but I have to give the type of it. So for that I will give a not here first. Not means it tells the expression before it will never be a null, because we expect that this thing to be there, so it should be never be a null. So then we have to do as html input element. It is also telling me as html input element. It is telling me that okay, it is there. So let me make it a bit bigger. So html input element, it is also telling me html input element is there. So now the next thing which we need to do is the input user. So just like any DOM project, what we do, input user dot add event listener. I want to add the event listener here. Then I will do input here, input comma event I will do, and like this. Okay, one more thing which I am going to do, we are going to make this a optional. So like this if we do, it means that it is an optional. Input user is an optional. Okay, so event listener, this next thing is an optional. Then we'll have a const target equal to, we have this thing like event dot target dot value will give me the value of it, but in TypeScript we have a bit issue, not an issue, we have to give the type of that event dot target. So for that what we do, event dot target dot value, generally this is what we take in JavaScript, event dot target as html. There is something in the input type also, input element, so html input element. Then we can have this target dot value we can have. So now let's save it. I have an event listener also here. So the event listener will get fired the moment I type something here, and so like this it is fired. So this is how it is, this typecasting works, and as I told, we'll learn about it later on also. So we have something known as index properties in TypeScript, which means that we can give the type of key and value an object is expecting. Okay, so it's better to understand it with an example. So I'll come here and I'll do the index properties. Here I'll have a interface error messages. Then so what is the key it is expecting? So the key type of the key we have to give. Okay, type of the key we have to give. So here even the type of the key I have to give. So I'll write key, it is expecting as string, like this I have to write, and then string. So this is also string, both of them are string. Key is also string, value is also string. So it is like that. Then I will come here and do a const error messages is error messages of type error messages. Now the key is always a string. I cannot give like this, something like this one. Anyways, in object we cannot give something like this. Okay, so name, and this also I cannot give like one. Okay, so it is giving me error. This have to be a string. Name is required. So anything, now I can have anything. It is not mentioning that it should have name, email and password. Anything I can have. Okay, so email, and I'll have a email is required, comma, password, and password is required. Like this I will have. Okay, so like this it is done. Okay, so that is there. Now we learn about function overloading in TypeScript. So let's get started. What is function overloading and all? So we'll see it with an example. So let me come here and write function overloading. Okay, then I will have a type str or str or num. So this is something which you have seen earlier also. Type having two types, so we can use this with the union. So I'm using this with the union, and then I'll have a function of add elements, simple function of add elements, which takes a two variables a, and this is str or num, comma b, which is again str or num. And then what I want to do here, taking two variables, if any of the variable is a string, I want to add the string, or else I will if it's a, if both of them are number, then I will to return a number. Okay, so for that what we have to do here, type of a triple equal to string. The type of operator I'm using triple equal to string, or type of b triple equal to string, then I will return a dot to string plus b dot to string, a dot to string and b dot to string. It might happen like a is a string and b is a number, then that's why I'm converting it. Okay, or else return a plus b, return a plus b and d. So now what I'm going to do, so let us do const result equal to add element, and I'm passing 1 comma 2 like this. Second thing is like let me have four things here: result, result 2, result 3 and result 4. Second one I will pass maybe nothing do, and let's pass. Third one I will pass like this, Bindu, and fourth one I will pass here this thing has. So like this I'll pass. Okay, so that is okay. So it is not throwing us an error and all, everything is okay till now. But now suppose I want to do a result 2 dot split function I'm going to do, and I'm going to do a split function. So a string method of split I am using. So string method of split I am using, but it is giving me error because it is giving me error because it is telling property split doesn't exist on string number. It is actually not, it is actually, it doesn't know what is the return type here. This return type is there or this return type is, it doesn't know. That's why it is throwing an error. So now to solve this kind of a thing, see, TypeScript is will never allow us to go ahead of this, and it is actually genuine error. It doesn't know what is the type of it. So how to solve this error in TypeScript? And this is where the function overloading issue. This is a function overloading issue of JavaScript. Okay, so how to solve this issue? So now we have to mention the types of all the things, mainly the return types we have to mention. So how do we do that? Like this. Okay, let me have some space. Function add elements, the same function, and a is a number, comma, b is a number, and then I will return the number. So split was not working because it was not getting what is the return type. So if a is a number, b is a number, then I will return a number. So I will not have just one case. I will have 4 cases actually. A is a, let's take this one first. Okay, let's go in by number. Like this one we have taken. Now the next is this. A is a string and b is a string. Then I return a string. Similar to this case, A is a string, B is a number, then also I return a string. Then the last case is A is a number, B is a string, then I return a string. So we have to give all the cases here. All the cases we have to give. So now see, my error has also gone away. So let us do some console logs here. So that the error has gone away. CLT result result 2 3 it should be inside 3 4 and console log of this like this and save it. Now see, this is coming. First one is 1 plus 2 is 3, Nabindu Vishwas 2, result 3, 1 Nabindu Vishwas, and split is also working fine. Okay, so this is how it is solved. So this is done. Now the last topic here in this advanced types which we are going to do is known as nullish correlation. Yeah, quite a handful. So all these things names are like a bit tough to spell. Nullish coalescing. It is known as nullish coalescing. So what does that mean? It means that we can add better behavior in null and undefined values. Okay, so we're going to understand what is this null and correlation is there. So here const the input I'm doing is equal to this empty string, and then I'll have a const stored input equal to the input or default. The input or default CLG stored input. I've done. Now I will save it and I will get the default. So in the first case, we're using this operator here. Empty string, we are getting the default. Okay, empty string, we are getting the default because the empty string are considered as falsy value in JavaScript. So if you search for falsy, there is something known as falsy values and truthy values in JavaScript. So falsy values, maybe falsy values. Okay, so see, this is a falsy value. So it is a falsy value. That's why it is going to the default. Okay, so it is going to the default. So the next thing is that instead of this const input 2, I'll do stored input 2, I'll do this, I will do 2, this I will do 2. What I'm going to do here, instead of this, I will use a 2 times question mark. So what does that mean? So it means, let me save it and then tell. See, actually there is this string is coming right now, this, so it has gone to the next line, this thing, because the string is coming. So when you give this 2 times question mark, so it considers only null and undefined to be falsy values. So it only null and undefined. String is not a falsy value, only null and actually this is not a good behavior on JavaScript part. So they have rectified this in the TypeScript. All the things, all the wrong behaviors of our JavaScript, they have rectified in TypeScript. Okay, so this means that it is like empty string is taking as empty string only. So but how we will know that only null and undefined are taking as your falsy values? So for that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to come here and the input 3 3 3 3 and maybe default 3, but I will forcibly make it to null. Now you'll see a default 3 will be shown. So the default 3 is being shown. So this is known as nullish coalition. Okay, with this we cover or complete this chapter. In the next chapter, we'll learn about generators and decorators. Thank you. Hello. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about generics and decorators. So generics, through generics, we can give a generic type in a TypeScript program, and decorators we'll learn about it a bit later on. Decorators are very popular in Angular. So Angular uses a lot of decorators. Okay. So first we'll learn about generic. So again, what we are going to do here, I'm going to have a generic demo, and I'm going to have this in the src generic demo dot ts file, and I have to go to the ts config here, and after this I'll do src generic demo dot ts, save it. Okay, so only this generic demo is there .js. So we'll go further. So further we have actually generic types for both arrays and promises. Okay, in that we use a kind of a bracket there, normal bracket, and what is that? We are going to learn about that. So first let me do a array type and const occupation is array. So this array keyword is there. Okay, array and string. So see how we are giving it. Array of string. Array of string. It is array of string. So this is how we gave it. So earlier also we saw how we give the array of a string like this. We gave something like this, and then ing. But we have, as I'm telling, we have inbuilt things in TypeScript also, like this array of a string. We will give it like this. So array type, we give it like this. Now we have promise type. So hope everybody knows promise type because this is a basic JavaScript. So suppose we have a const promise is equal to new promise. We have this new promise, and so this is a normal promise, resolve comma reject, and it will have a, maybe it will have a set timeout. So yeah, promise sends a resolve or a reject. Okay, so sends back. Here let us like this, let num equal to math dot random, which will give me 0 to 1. If num is greater than 0.5, then resolve is success, or reject it is fail. So and it will run after maybe 2 seconds. So that is there. We will also going to call it. But what is this type of it? So this is like plain JavaScript code. What is the type of it? The type of it is promise. Again, we have this keyword. See, P is also capital promise of string. So it means it's a promise which will return a not a string. It will return a string. It will return a string. So it is returning this string. So I hope everyone knows how to use a promise. So we'll use a promise dot then data. Let's do something with the data which we are getting back from the promise. We will do maybe a data dot split and like this. And if we get a error, not an error, okay, not an error. If we this thing will be run when, so it is giving me this. Maybe I have to don't like this red thing. So catch error will reject will be thrown if it is less than 0.5, then the reject, it's a fail will be shown. So so half of the time it should show success, half of the time it should show the reject. Plain vanilla JavaScript thing. So I'll save it. And it is not showing any, it's a fail. Okay, it's a fail, it is showing because after 2 seconds it is running. If I again refresh it, see, it will take 2 seconds, and this time it's a success. Okay, so that is what is there. So now we will learn, we can also create generic functions, okay, in TypeScript again. So now we'll do the generic. Here I'll have a function merge object. It will be obj1 is a object. So obj1 is an object, comma obj2 is also an object, and I will return the merged object, which will be using the spread operator obj1 comma obj2, obj1 comma obj2. Okay, so now I'll come here and do a const merged equal to merge object, and I'll give a object name is John, comma age is 30. Okay, so like this, it is okay, no problem here. Now we are going to have merged, not merged, merged, I mean R. Okay, we have merged dot name, because now the merge will have this name, but I'm trying to access this merge dot name, and merged dot age. But TypeScript is giving me error because TypeScript has very less information about this objects, very less information about this object. So we have to give some more information about this object here. So how to do that? So to do that, we have to come here, and we are going to use the generic types here. Generic types here, the merge object. It is so here. What I am going to do with the generic type, again I have to use this thing, and then tu. So this tu is very popular. So you can take some other variable also, but capital variable is one letter we should take. But tu is actually very popular. Most people take tu. So here I will do here, instead of this object I'll make it as t, and instead of this object I'll make it as u. So it means it is taking this two things, two parameters it is taking, and then it is doing something with it. Okay, so that is okay. So everything seems to be okay, everything seems to be nice. But we have an issue in this. Okay, we have an issue in this, that this is very generic. So it means that this merge object is taking any parameter, okay, any parameter, but I want only object to be taken here. So because this is a merge object function. So but if I do something like this, 30, it will not give me any, it will give me error here, but LT and merge. If I do this merge, see, it is not giving me any error here, but it is also not merging properly because the object cannot be merged with a number. Okay, so this is a problem. So what we need to do here, we need to make sure that we have objects only be passed here. So how do we do that here in this generic? So here this t and u can be anything, but I want them to be objects only. So I do extends object, and again u extends object, extends object and extend objects, save it. Now see, this 30 is giving me error. Argument of number is not assignable to type of object, and the perfect error also, the perfect error it is giving. So it is not possible. Okay, so that is there. I don't want this thing to show the error. So I anyway comment it out, and John each for save it. Now it is working fine. So the next thing which we are going to learn is the generic classes. Yeah, classes also can be generic. So generic classes we are going to have. So here we'll have a class store data. Store data I'm going to have, and here t extends string. It means that I am expecting a t which is string, and a t is a string, it's a string or a number. Okay, so that is t, only t I'm expecting, which can be a string or can be a number. So then constructor is public data t, I will pass t, maybe an array. So t is an array here. Then I will have a remove data item is t, then this dot data dot splice, anything with this I'm doing this dot data. So with this item I'm doing anything. Okay, so is this dot data. So whatever the data, remove data, whatever data is there, data which is an array. So I am taking the item dot index of item comma 1. So I'm just splicing it and removing it. So get data is return this dot data, just like this. Okay, so now I will come here and do a const string data equal to new store data. New string data, anything is a new store data, and it can be a string or a number. So again we have to use this bracket, and I'll mention it here. It is a string because this time I'm going to give a string, and here I can give any string like John Doe Smith Hello. Okay, like this I can do. Then I can have a const number data equal to new store data, it is of type number. Then 31, 12, 31. So like this. And have a number also, type number also. Then I will have string data dot remove data, and I can remove anything like John. Like this I'm removing, and then CLG string data dot get data, and CLG number data dot get data. So I'm getting both the datas. Okay, so and I'll save it, and I'm getting the correct. See here I have removed John, so that is it. The main thing is that how we give the type here, this generic type here, and then I'm giving the generic type here also. The main thing is that in this thing. Okay, so that is done. Now we have some generic utility types also in type. One of them is the read only type. Okay, so we are going to look into generic utility. So generic utility, generic utility. So here what we have, const family is like, this is like a only read only. See again, the read only is capital, then it is a string of array. So it is read only but a string of array. So Hindu is there, family dot push. So I try to push like Raj, it will not allow me, and family dot pop also it will not allow this because it's a read only thing. So these two things will not be allowed here in the generic utility. Okay, so and this is working fine. Okay, so with this your generic is done. Now we'll start with the decorators. Now, decorators are experimental feature in JavaScript. They are part of next generation JavaScript, but they are used heavily in Angular, and not from now, but they're used in Angular for quite some time. The decorators. So we'll do the decorators now. So for that, we will first go here, and as always, create a new file, decorators demo.ts. Here I'll go and I'll put the decorator not ts but the JS, which will come soon actually, and it will again going to give me an error, but again I'll do this and src demo.ts. Okay, so the error has also gone away. So now what we are going to do, so use decorators, we have to do something more in this tsconfig.json file. So what we need to do, as I have told, it's experimental feature, so target is okay, but we have one more thing, which is experimental decorators is true. So this is something which I have to comment it out, save it, and it will come like this. This we have to comment it out, or else it will not work. Okay, so now it is working fine. This is working, watch mode is working for us. Now what we need to do, now we'll start creating the decorators. So we'll come here in the decorators demo.ts file, and we'll create a simple decorator, and for that we'll first create a normal class car is name equal to data action, then constructor is clg car dollar this dot name and created. Okay, so this car is created, and then if I do a const car 1 equal to new car like this, and clg car 1, I'll save it. So anyways, car data next and created, and when I'm doing this, then the constructor is running, and this is simple stuff. Okay, and then it is shown. So what is a decorator? Decorator is a function which can be applied to anything, anything like a class also it can be applied, and we do this decorator with the help of this and keyword and helper. This is something which we have all seen in Angular. So if you have done Angular, you have seen this thing at helper. So this decorators. Now what is there inside Angular? Actually, this code we generally don't see because it is implemented inside Angular somehow. Okay, so helper, and then we just use the @helper, and then we get something from Angular. So here also we are getting this helper, and then we are doing a constructor, maybe a constructor. It is expecting a constructor, and it is a function. Then clg console log showing constructor dollar constructor dot name, then constructor, this constructor I have written. Now okay, so now let me save it. So I've saved it. See, this helper function is running, and this helper function with all that it helper, it is running even before the object is created. So that is what about this decorators. This decorator helper function is running even with the decorator helper function is just like taking this constructor and showing the constructor, what is the constructor dot name is car, and then constructor, which is like the whole thing. Okay, so it is like this constructor we can show. So okay. So one more thing is there. So decorators, there is something known as decorators factories. We are going to learn about a decorators factory, in which the previous function we are going to convert into a decorator factory. So how we are going to convert into a decorator factory? First thing is that I want to pass something here like showing constructor. Okay, so it is giving me error because I'm not passing anything here. So the next thing is there, this. Now I'm going to, this function is okay, but I'm going to actually return this function. It will give some error because what I'm going to do here, function helper now will be like this, and generic string will be string, then this return will come inside it. Okay, so this return will come in. So I'm returning a function back. That is the main thing. So here, instead of showing constructor, I will show this generic string. Okay, like this. I'll save it. See this showing constructor, and then it's coming. So this showing constructor I'm passing here in the generic string helper function, and then inside this I have another return which is returning a function. So this is known as a decorator factory. So the term is decorator factory. So we will now learn about some useful decorator. As I told earlier, JavaScript framework of framework of Angular is completely based on decorators. Everything is a decorator there. So let us do something like emulate a decorator of a Angular, like div. We'll have a div of app, div of id app I'm going to have. Then I will come here inside this, and here let me now comment out this helper, and here I'll write function Angular. So Angular template. So Angular has this template. If you know a bit of Angular, it gets this template. Because of that only we are able to show the HTML code in Angular. So template is string, comma, hook ID is string, and then I'll again make a decorator factory. So return function, okay, underscore, and so what is this? I will tell one sec. Let me write everything. Any then const hook el equal to document dot get element by id, hook id, hook element is this. So then I'll do a if hook el, then hook el dot inner html equal to template. Like this I'll have. Now what I'm going to do here, let me write the complete code, then it will be much more easier. Add Angular template. So in Angular also we have something like this. Okay, so here I'll have a h4. This is like Angular. This is like Angular, and then h4 comma app. Okay, so like this I'll do. Now let me save it and see what is coming here. This is like Angular. So what I did here, I have an app div, empty div of id app. Okay, then I have this decorator function. Here this decorator function is there. In this decorator function everything is okay. I'm passing two things here. One is this template, one is this hook id. Okay, and what is this underscore any? So underscore, it tells TypeScript that I know that we need an argument, but maybe we don't know it. I know we need an argument, but we don't need to refer it right now. Okay, so something like that. Okay, so const hook id, then after that the logic is very much simple. Hook el I've taken document.get element by id, hook id means whatever I'm sending it here, which is the app right now, and then hook el dot inner html equal to whatever the template which is passed here. So means it will put inside this thing. Okay, so this is how it will work if I haven't even inspect it. So it is not showing. One sec. If I inspect it, see inside this h4 this is Angular has been shown. So that is like this. Okay, so let me make it like small in the console. So this is what it has been shown like this. Okay, so that is okay, and this Angular type of thing is running fine. So now we will look into property decorators. We can add decorator at various part of a class. So this is what is known as a property decorators. So we'll again go here, and here we'll have a okay property decorators. Okay, so let me write the decorator first. Function log I'm going to have, and here target of any is there, comma property name of string or symbol. Okay, then clg, it is property decorator. Okay, like this. Then clg target, comma property name, get comma property name. Then so this target and property name I'm showing them. Okay, so then another so let me do one thing. this thing. Function log2, which will have a target, which will have a name of string, comma, s descriptor of what? Descriptor of not a string, descriptor of property descriptor, property descriptor of property descriptor. So this is known as accessor. So we're soon going to see how to use this accessor decorator. It will have a target and it will have a name and it will have a descriptor. So it will have these three things. Okay, so now, so all these functions we are going to use in a class. Okay, so function log3 will have target, then name of a string, or symbol, then descriptor is property descriptor, and this is a method descriptor, target, name, and descriptor is there. Similar to this, I'll have a target any name, string, symbol, and instead of this I'll have a position of number I'll have, and this I will call as parameter decorator, and this will have this position. So this will have this position. So all these different property decorator I have mentioned, and then I will have a class of employee. It will be having a log. I'm using the first decorator @log. So @log I'm using it, and then I'll have a type @log I'm using. Then in the next line I have to use a anything title of string. And then private underscore full name of string. So it's giving me error. Duplicate identifier employee was defined, not somewhere else I have defined. Maybe I have defined this employee, maybe employee new I'll give title is not defined. Okay, so then anyways we are going to use this later on. First let me complete this. Okay, @log, then @log2. So this is just helping me to log. So these different decorators are helping me to have the log in this your program. So set full name string, and it will be this dot underscore full name equal to name, like this, and then constructor title is string, comma, name is string, then this dot title equal to title, then this dot underscore full name equal to name. Okay, like this I am having. So now the errors have also gone. So this is log2, And now where do we use the log3? Add log3 get name with title and at the rate log4. Log4 is actually inside a parameter id number and return employee as id comma title is dollar this dot title comma name is dollar this dot full name. So I have all these things. Okay, now I will save it and we'll get a lot of logs here. So first log is like it's a property decorator which is coming, and here if I come here, first log property decorator, and it is giving me this target and the property name is title, and the target is whatever is that constructor and all these things. Okay, so all these different values of it will give. Then this the second one is the log2 which I have given on a function. Log2 I am giving on a function. So here it is log2 is giving me accessor decorator. It is giving me this target is the constructor and all. Name is full name, the full name is the full name, which is this, and the descriptor also it is giving me. So the descriptor is this, what is the get method. And the parameter decorator is this log3. It is again giving me this method decorator. No, no, okay. Okay, first log4 is given, it's okay. Method decorator, then this is this target is giving, and then method, what is the method name is get name it title it is given, and that is given. Okay, and the parameter decorator is given me before it. Parameter decorator is id it is giving and all. It is also telling me what is there, and the 0 is giving what is the name is nothing right now. So this is what is about this decorator. So you can use this kind of logs to get different kind of data about this decorators, and with this actually we completed our unit, and I will see you in the next unit. Thank you. Project with TypeScript. So let me share my screen because we're done with all the basic syntaxes and everything of TypeScript. Now it's time for all the projects. So let me share my screen, and yeah, so this project we are going to create a simple to do project, but here we will be using a build tool of Snowpack. So Snowpack, why we're using the build tool of Snowpack? Because build tool are required for vanilla TypeScript project, because we have to use different third-party node modules and all. So I'm creating it with npx create Snowpack app to do ts is the app name, and template is like this. Snowpack is there. Okay, so what is a Snowpack? Me tell what is Snowpack. So let it be done, and Snowpack. Snowpack. So Snowpack is this. Snowpack is a lightweight front-end build tool. It is something like the Webpack. The Webpack versus Snowpack is also coming. So it is like a Webpack. It's a module bundler, just like a Webpack. But Webpack is sometimes very heavy. So we use this Snowpack because of that. You can use Webpack also for this kind of a project. This is a vanilla TypeScript kind of a project. Okay, so we have done this thing. Now what we are going to do, we are going to start. Okay, so the project is done, so we need to go here, cd to do ts, open it with VS Code, and Make it this much. It's okay. Okay. Open it with code, and then we have to, as they're telling, we're doing the npm start. Npm start. Okay. So it will open in this 7. It's in this localhost, whatever it is. Localhost 8080. So it is showing me something like this. Okay. Okay, but it is working. Waiting for file changes. Okay, so it is working fine. Now we'll go and start cleaning some of the content. So some of the things which are there in the public folder, I'll go and delete this favicon and this index.css and this logo.svg. I'm going to delete it. So this is the basic setup we are going to do now. So this is done. All this I have gone away. So now we need to go to this index.html file, and here also we need to remove everything from the, maybe this thing also I need to remove, because I don't want this index.css and then this to do type script I'll do, and then I'll remove these things also. And here body is there, and style equal to, so let us have some inbuilt style only here, and it will be display grid and place items center, and in the body only I am doing this thing, and then ul will be there, ul hash list, and inside this I will have a style equal to list style is none and padding is 0. Then we'll have a form inside it. So form action, anyways we don't need in a React, any project we don't need action. This is for only the HTML projects and all. Okay, so task, not even HTML project, these are for PHP project, this action thing. Okay, so ID of task form, and then input of type text ID equal to task title, and button is type equal to submit, and then here before the body ends we'll have a script src. Source is dist index dot js, and type equal to module we have to do, because we are going to use something regarding the TypeScript and Node.js npm modules and all, so we have to do. Okay, and one more reason for typing modules we are doing, because we want to use ES6 module imports in this project. Now we don't want to use Node.js kind of imports like const import, like we want to use like the React kind of imports things. Okay, so I'll save it, and okay, so it's showing this thing. Okay, so this add and all are there. So next thing which I'm going to do here is, let me do one thing here. We need to add something more also. npm I uuid. Uuid is, it's something which generates the unique ID. So I'm adding this thing, and since it's a TypeScript project, we have to also add npm I dash t at the rate types uuid. Then okay, I have started it again, so it shows this cool animation every time. So after this what we need to do, we need to create a file index dot in the src, we have this index.ts file. So here is, this is the file, and they're telling it's a silly example. This is the file where we have to do all the coding. Okay, so better remove something, remove all these things from here, and then first thing we are going to do is a import v4 as uuid v4 from uuid const list equal to document dot. So we're creating this to do list. So again, so we have to select everything because this is a DOM. This project will be a DOM kind of a project. So document dot query selector. What I want to select here, I want to select this list here first. Okay, so document dot query selector. It's a list, but this is not a JavaScript. This is a TypeScript project. So I have to give it a type of it. So the type of it is HTML UL list because it's a unordered list only, unordered list. And then here hash list. Okay. So this is there. Then const form equal to document dot query selector HTML form element ask form const input equal to document dot query selector again HTML input element, and this will be this task title, this input element of task title. This I am selecting, so I will copy it and hash task title. I'll do, and so see, to just create this thing we have to do so many things in TypeScript. Now we will have a interface. So because we need to have task here for a to-do list, we need to have task. So we'll have a interface and task and id. It will have id of string and title of string completed as boolean created at it. So that is there, and then I'll have this form. So this I want to add an event listener to this form. So this form I'm selecting, and it is a optional. It is optional. So this you have to do. Then add event listener of type submit. When it will do a e, then first thing we have to do e dot prevent default. E dot prevent default we have to do. Then if input value will equal to empty string or input dot value will equal to null. So if the input dot value is null, means I am just submitting it like this, then I want to return. So this is a normal thing which we always do. So return. Okay, so then we'll have a const new task is of type task. Const new task is of type task, which I have just created, is of type task. Here, so I need to have all these things. ID is UUID v4, UID v4. Okay, so like this, UID v4. It is still giving matter because I have to add all the other things also. Okay, and one more thing, why I'm using it like this, this should be there should be equal to here. Okay, so that is it. Then title, not this. Sometimes auto correction they say anything. Title is input dot value. Okay, it is suggesting me to give it like this. Okay, completed. It's a good suggestion, so I'll take it. Completed is false, optional. Okay. Created at is just I'll take the new date like this, but it should not be like this. Okay, put dot value. Okay. Now it is giving me error. So this is how you get the error, and you have to fix it. Object is possibly null. Okay, object is possibly null. Okay, input dot value is null. So let me save it, and it's still giving the error I saw, and this was coming because some null checks were not there. So this to solve this, if you see this issue, you have to do this thing. So TypeScript also keep on evolving. So strict null checks equal to false. This line you have that strict null checks is false, and then this error will go away. Okay, so this error has gone away now, and now if I see, so it is done. Now let us go ahead. Now what we need to do, so this new task has been created, and now we need to add this task when the this anyways this will work when the event user submits this thing. So we'll add have a new function, add item to list and new task, and add into this new task const add item to list equal to task is task. Okay, and we'll also mention, so it will take the task which is again of type task, because we are sending in that. Okay, and it will also return a void. So we are also mentioning the return type here. So this all these things we have seen earlier, so we are also maintaining the return type. Then const item equal to document dot create element by const label equal to document dot create element label const box, because we're creating a to-do list, so we are going to create all these things like from the scratch in this thing, in this project. So document dot create element and input, and then check box dot type is equal to, it's a checkbox box, should be nice spaces here. Okay, so then label dot append, we're just using the java the dom programming. Okay, so do all these things. So we are appending the checkbox comma task dot title, then item dot append label, and then list not list optional is not list optional and item. So I'm appending it to finally in this list. So list is what? List is our ul. So ul is the, yeah, so list is this. So I'm appending in this only. So I will now save it. Now let us go and add something here like milk, add egg, add. So both of these things we have added. So now see what it has been shown actually. So inspect, and I need to make it a bit bigger. See, this is the whole structure. This UL is there. Show the structure again. UL of type list is there, and this title and all these things is there. So after this, we are adding this form is there, and form, and then this li is there. Inside this li, we have this label. So let us go through this. So this li is there. Inside this li, we have this label, and label we have this input type checkbox, which is a milk. So this is there. So this is what we have done here. So now we'll add an event listener. So inside this add item to list, so that marking the checkboxes, so that we can mark the checkboxes, and we'll see a nice line through this. This is a very small app, so not that much. The main thing is here to do a TypeScript, learn about TypeScript, not about how to do this to-do list and all those things. Okay, because to-do list much more better apps will be there. So one more thing which we need to do is input dot value equal to empty string, because when I'm adding it, see, it is still there. That's why I'm adding it here. Then in this checkbox, before this, out of this input, I will have a checkbox dot add event listener. So each of them I will add the event listener of change task dot completed equal to checkbox dot completed checkbox dot not complete checkbox dot check, which is again a property of a checkbox dot check. If checkbox dot checkbox dot checked, then label dot style dot text decoration equal to line through. Then after this, box dot checked equal to task dot completed. So now let us go and add again milk, add egg, add. Okay, so I click it. See what is happening is line through is going. This line through is going. This line through is going here. So this is how our small task app is there, and if you have added this event listener to every checkbox, so it is there and it is adding it. So this is not the code, is not the main thing. The main thing is that you have to add something like this for TypeScript. You have to add an interface for TypeScript. Then we are adding this thing, this type here. Then we are making that it's a void. So rest of them is a JavaScript code, and you can also see the JavaScript code is where. Okay. Anyways, I think it is like index.html. It is like sometime what this all these codes are there in this snowpack type of a thing, it do on the run. So all those things are there, but the main thing is that this is the benefit of snowpack. See, we have added one small library also here, which is this, but we can add hundreds of library, and it does a lot of other things like modules and all. We're going to see this all these other things soon also in other project. And with this I will end this chapter, and we'll meet in the next chapter.